Just yet.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Route Runners podcast. I'm your host, Jared.
I'm Srikar.
I'm James.
And today we have two very special guests for you guys, Noah and Logan from the Stick2Sports podcast. What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
Doing great.
Are you really?
Usually not.
Apparently, they're here to school us about
It's a
our
good day.
NFL knowledge.
It's not here to school you guys in NFL knowledge per se.
Our opinions are the only ones that matter.
That is our
slogans.
I think that's trying to school us. But
Hey, look, we're just here. We all love football. We're here to discuss it because what's better than speculation in the draft, right?
yeah, exactly.
Super.
It's great. It's great.
So, just tell our audience a little bit about you guys, like why you guys started a podcast, and maybe your favorite teams, kind of stuff like that.
I'd leave that up to Borkey to start.
We started this podcast about 2.5 years ago just because.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's not weird coming out. But we started about 2.5 years ago because we just love talking about sports, and we've been doing it ever since. We talk about football, basketball, sprinkle of soccer in there, college football a lot.
A lot of college
A lot of college football.
It really depends on the
It
season.
depends. We started with
honestly.
sports, just not baseball.
Okay.
Just because
You did predict the Braves to mess up.
I have the occasional baseball prediction, but I'm just not a big fan.
I wish I could say the same. The first day of the or opening day, I put in 3 bets. I won 2 out of the 3.
I predicted was it Zach Wheeler?
The
I
Phillies,
predicted
yeah.
Zach Wheeler to the Phillies.
You didn't know
So you just have weird shit.
Not knowing exactly what it was. No, I
Okay,
don't even know
that's
position he plays to this day.
He's a starter. Yeah, he's actually pitching right now.
I do not know who he
He's
is.
pitching against Tyler McGill.
I predicted it. It was one of my best predictions. But in terms of teams, I like to remain impartial, but I am a Steelers fan. But
Imagine being a fan of a functional organization.
right, and in terms of other teams, basketball.
Say it.
I like the Portland Trailblazers, but I'm not bent out of shape about what they do. I just like the NBA in general because I didn't really grow up with the NBA.
Now, are you excited about the play-in tournament tonight?
Super excited about the play.
Who's your 2 picks here? The 2 games going on?
The Nets are beating the Cavs right now.
Yeah,
I just
thank
think,
you.
Oh, are they?
I think with the loss of Mobley and
I thought.
Allen, the Nets are probably going to win that game. And then
Jesus Christ.
What's the score?
40 to 24.
who's the other team playing?
I should have put
The
money on
Clippers
Allen,
and the
Yeah.
Timberwolves. What about the Timberwolves?
That's crazy.
It's not that crazy.
I'd like to see that happen.
All George is
It's a
back.
one game.
And
It's a one game. It would be crazy for me to say the Timberwolves beat the Clippers in the series, but it's one game, so you never know what's going to happen.
That's
The
facts.
Clippers have been doing well this year, despite the loss of Paul George and Kawhi. But Paul George has come back, I believe.
Yeah.
He's playing. It's been alright.
Yeah.
But I'm taking the Timberwolves. No, I'm taking the Pelicans.
Wait, I thought you wanted
No,
Pelicans
I
to
need to
lose.
know. Actually, I want the Spurs. I need the Pelicans to lose. The Blazers get another first-round pick, but
How's that a thing?
Yeah,
yeah.
it is a thing. It's great. At the cost of CJ McCollum, but hey,
Hey,
it's okay. And then I'll take the Hawks.
Hey, there we
There
go.
you go, Sugar.
Some
Don't
Hawks
give him more
love.
It's a
confidence.
Hawks.
Yeah.
Only for them to.
There's a 10th seed, so I mean.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
You
gonna be
tell them
rough.
your teams. It gets much sadder.
Look,
Yeah.
in terms of football, I'm a Jets and the Saints fan. Both pain in very different ways. One in just dysfunctionality, and one in just the not Timberwolves. We can fight. There's just pain in different ways. Jameis, none of that. Jameis Winston's my favorite player in the NFL, so I'm glad that he's on the Saints. In terms of basketball, I like the Blazers too, but that's because Damian Lillard is my favorite
Big dollar.
player. But in terms of team, I'm a die-hard, live, die, eat, breathe, sleep Knicks fan.
Cry.
Cry. I forgot to leave. That's a lot of crying.
That's
actually.
a big part of the Knicks fan.
I also hate the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh,
Trey Young
I mean, yeah.
owns the Knicks.
All of New York. He owns all of New
Sure.
York.
For all that, but
They were chirping his name in a Yankees
They
game.
should rename MSG after Trey.
Were they actually?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm also a Yankees fan.
Rent
so-
free.
Damn right.
Yeah, and I'm a big Penn State obviously fan.
There we go.
But honestly, the only reason I'm the fan of this team is because I go here. Outside of
That's
that,
good.
Outside of that, I'm a huge Florida State, so also more pain. I don't like good teams apparently.
Hey, I mean, you know how to pick them.
I do know how to pick them. I grew up watching all these teams, so it's not even like I could just change my allegiance now.
You're loyal. That's what.
I'm extremely loyal,
Yeah.
but what does
No
what does
one would
loyalty
fault-
mean?
No one would fault you if you decided to change.
I wouldn't, but at least I have a Super Bowl and a national championship in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I probably won't win an NBA championship in my lifetime.
I mean, you
So
personally-
You have a World Series, too.
well, yeah, but it's slowly becoming overrated.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
All right.
it's
Well,
okay.
So let's kick this thing off.
yeah. Let's kick this off. So instead of giving you guys an actual mock draft where we're just going to be assigning a player to every team like we've done 3 times already, thanks for laughing, guys.
It's okay. You're not as bad as ESPN, who's doing like 6
Seven,
mock drafts.
yeah,
7
it's
mock
ridiculous.
drafts. We don't need one every week.
No.
Guys.
Yeah.
Experts are
Right.
Like, wow,
Right.
something
Right.
new has changed.
The number 1 pick has changed.
Yeah.
7 times.
From 7 different
It
people.
starts to become redundant when you
Oh,
do
yeah.
it 7 times.
Garrett Wilson at 1? What?
That's hilarious.
Wouldn't be
Aiden
surprised at this
Hutchinson
point.
drops out of the top 10.
Yeah.
Jaguars take Malik with this.
So we're just going to give you guys more of like a general discussion. Also, I sound awful, by the way. I've been sick for
I
like a
didn't
week.
even notice.
It's fine.
That's
man.
good.
If you're sick, I should leave.
Maybe that's just maybe that's how I normally sound. I don't know.
You sound fine.
We're picking up audio, right? I hope we are.
You sound
It
good.
should be.
Srikar, just make sure
We
it's like
should.
green when we
Yes.
speak.
Yes, green.
It is
Good.
green.
That's good.
Speaking of green, the Jaguars wear teal, so they're first overall.
What a
transition.
I fuck with that transition.
Thank you.
Jared tries with transitions
I
to
mean,
make
you
words.
try it. The green is almost here.
It's some of
It's
it.
the closest. Okay. So yeah, the Jaguars at number 1. The consensus is Aiden Hutchinson. You guys think that that's probably going to happen, or do you think that they need anything else?
I mean,
Well, they need a lot, but
yeah, they do need a lot. For a while, I was leaning tackle, but they seem to be confident with. I think it's Cam Robinson, who they
Yeah.
franchise tagged, and Walker Little at the other side, and they also have Jawan Taylor. So I don't think they're going to go tackle. They could go guard, as you said. You got Ben Barch and a guard, so they could go guard here. But I think Aiden Hutchinson is the consensus number 1 overall pick, just because of how polished of a player he is, and I think he'll come in there and instantly make this team better. I mean, their ends are Roy Robertson Harris and
Who?
you're right.
who? I've never heard of that.
Dwayne Smoot.
No offense to Dwayne Smoot.
I love Dwayne Smoot. My
And
personal
Roy
favorite.
Robertson Harris, but I think Aiden Hudson comes in here and makes an impact day 1. So
I agree with that.
I would be surprised if they took anyone else.
It's with the Jaguars. You're talking about a team that's dysfunctional enough to fuck it up, but they
Yeah.
probably shouldn't at this point. In terms of they can't really afford a project. In the last draft, they took Trevor Lawrence, who's the no-brainers pick, but they just happened to have Urban Meyer at the helm of that. Doug Peterson's an okay coach. I don't like him that much in Urban Meyer, but like he's better than Urban Meyer in every way. So I think Aiden Hudson is the pick they pick here because like he's polished. He can make an impact right away. And personally, like I think their offensive line situation, they're confident in it. You don't invest that much money as a Brandon Sheriff to
It's a good guard.
he's a great guard, Hall of Famer in my opinion.
Well, I mean,
Whoa.
let's not throw the term.
Yeah, I love doing that.
Let's not throw the term Hall of Fame around
No,
so
but-
loosely. That's
also-
people
but also-
excited to.
Like in terms of the Jaguars offseason, they've thrown so much money at so many players. Like at this point, just take a BPA because you don't. What else could you do? At this point.
I've heard some talk about Trayvon Walker here,
Yeah,
and
it seems
he's
I
been
don't know
like
about that.
shooting up draft boards.
Yeah,
recently.
it's kind
I
of
mean,
scary.
scares me.
I
They're
don't-
just shooting up.
I don't know where that's coming from, but I feel like Aiden Hutchinson, I know he visited Jacksonville, and it just seems like kind of what's going to happen, even with this talk about Trayvon Walker, who just kind of came out of nowhere.
I don't understand that at all. Yeah.
I don't either. Do you guys? Another smooth transition. You think he'll be a good fit for the Lions at 2 for Trayvon Walker?
I mean, I think, again, with the Lions, I don't think they need offensive line. I think they're very good there.
I think if Aiden falls to 2, it's like a match
Yeah,
made in
if
heaven.
Aiden falls,
Like,
he got
it's the Michigan connection.
Yeah.
like-
You got Dan Campbell is like the culture that he creates. He just wants like football players.
Yeah.
And I think Aiden Hutchinson fits that mold perfectly.
Mhm,
But he's not going to make it there, I think. So my gut tells me that they're probably going to take Walker, but I think Thibodeau is a better prospect
I agree.
in
I
terms
like
of
Thibodeau.
potential. And I don't know why he's slipping, but he is.
I don't either.
I'm
not
not
sure-
sure Hamilton slipping.
I'm not sure if that's the
Bless
the,
him, bless him.
the NFL media kind of just trying to like blow
They
smoke,
always do this though.
blow
right? They
smoke
always
to
do
get
this.
us to like.
Remember Mac Jones at 3 saw?
I
Yeah.
feel like that might be it. So I think Thibodeau here would be great for the Lions. I think they need an edge rusher badly. I think they need any player badly, but
I agree with that. You're talking about a team that was bottom 3 in defense in all defensive categories. Even though Dan Campbell would have you believe that
Dan
they're
Campbell
way
is
better.
well,
Jacobs
my
a great-
kneecaps off. If I could see anyone bringing a kneecap off, it's probably Thibodeau.
But that's the thing, yeah. Kayvon Thibodeau. This is a team that is going to be coached from the culture. I think that's my
Culture wins.
Culture wins for sure.
Yeah.
Like Kayvon Thibodeau is just that good. I think. I don't know why he's slipping. I think for last year and even the year before, I think Kayvon Thibodeau was number 1 for us in our college rankings,
He
in
was
our
great.
edge rusher rankings. He was number 1 both years. Aiden Hutchinson was not even on that list. You're correct.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have any dark horse candidates
For number 2,
for number 2? Because I've seen like Kyle Hamilton at one point jump all the way to 2 just because of the generational prospect.
yeah,
He's been fun.
Evan Neal,
Yeah, so-
maybe.
Yeah,
I think-
we saw him
Willis,
where
Malik-
Malik
Malik
at
Willis.
13, and they
That's
were like
hilarious.
surprised.
So
They're
I
like,
think
wow, why would we take him at 13? I want him in the second
in
round.
terms of Hamilton, I think the big reason he's going to fall is because the NFL teams just don't value the safety position as much as they value other positions.
Yeah.
And here, an edge rusher is significantly more vital to a team's success than a safety.
Yeah.
I love Kyle Hamilton. I think he's one of the best prospects in this draft. But
I think
In
he's
terms of,
probably first.
like
Yeah.
he's
terms
up
of
there.
talent.
But
He's
in terms
still
of
number 1, yeah.
positional value, as much as like that term is just kind of thrown around all the time, but
Yeah, pull up their
Maybe if you
depth
played
chart real
corner,
quick.
he'd be
Well, the
great.
thing is,
Right.
Will Harrison and
Corners-
Tracy Walker aren't terrible.
Yeah.
a corner is more valuable to the team than a safety, so and an edge rusher is significantly more valuable. I've seen, like again, Trayvon Walker. I wouldn't be surprised going here. I've seen them. Some people mocking them a quarterback, which
Would be stupid.
I agree.
it wouldn't
I
be
don't like that.
it wouldn't be stupid for them to take a quarterback, just not here.
Yeah.
I think at 32
they have
they're
another
going to
first
take
round
one.
pick. Yeah, exactly. They have another first round pick, and I think they can get a quarterback on the back end of the first
Yeah,
round.
there's been a lot of talk about Ritter and Corral. I think
Please
that's
don't have them
Ritter-
touch this.
Ritter going to
listen.
Detroit would be great. I've heard Ritter is like
I would not want that.
What's the
Oh,
North
okay.
Carolina
he's
one?
gonna sit.
Sam Howell too.
Howell.
He's not.
I've not heard his name. in a
Sam
while.
Howell sucks.
At 32, I think.
Matt Corral's in my
Wasn't he
top.
the-
I haven't heard his name in a while either. Like
Yeah,
during
that's-
this,
Apparently the Panthers at 6 are
during
very
this whole
interesting.
draft process, like Matt Corral has basically like, fallen off the plane. So I have not heard his
Yeah.
name in a while.
Well, it's because he got injured in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whatever bowl game it was. I don't remember.
Wasn't it going into last year for college football? Not Macro. Sam Howell's like the number 1 QB.
Yeah, I
and
think
he's
so.
just
He was
It was like him and Willis,
yeah.
or something
I
like
think
that.
that's
Rattler.
what's traded.
Rattler,
yeah,
too.
Spencer
Rattler,
Rattler
too.
too.
Oh, I forgot about him.
But I think the Lions, it makes sense to take Thibodeau here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of Thibodeau or Walker. I
Edge,
would-
just edge.
Yeah, I think I would go Thibodeau because I don't even like. You can argue that Trayvon Walker wasn't even the best defender on this team.
He was not. He's not in terms of
That-
Georgia.
that
He's not even
Georgia
the
front
top
seven-
7.
that
He's not
Georgia
even the
front
top
seven,
2
yeah.
prospect from Georgia.
So like that's why I don't understand him. And he could be a very good pro. Like he's probably going to go in the top. If he doesn't go in the top 10 at this point, I'd be shocked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he'll go top 10. I just don't understand the like slander being thrown at Thibodeau to like, and then they're, Trayvon Walker, he could go number 1 overall. Like, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
It has to be
haven't-
smoke,
We
right?
haven't heard this. Like,
Yeah.
He paid off someone.
Yeah.
No, he's
Like, not saying
top
he's
tier.
bad. I'm just
Right.
saying Thibodeau was the best prospect. People were saying. Now he's
Mm-hmm.
like continuing to slide like out of the top 10. Of
Right,
it's
exactly.
weird. It
it's,
really
it's,
is.
it's weird.
Yeah.
So but I still think that would be the best pick for them to make.
All right, so next with Houston, they have 3 and 13. I mean, honestly, this roster is so fucking bad. I feel like you just take whatever.
I'm talking.
Pro Football Focus, it has all the team needs, and it just says any position. So like,
It's
when you have
true.
that,
It's literally
just
true.
bad.
I'm saying this right now. This third pick is kind of interesting to me. I would not be surprised if we see another team come draft day acquire it. If there's a team that wants to be aggressive and thinks that the player that they want is up there at 3, this is it. I don't know who that team might be because this draft is weird for a lot of reasons. Because the teams that are up high, like there's no like outside of like Kyle Hamilton, we've been saying like the position value is not there. There's no prospect that can immediately come in and change your team. But in terms of the Texans, this Texas team is again, such a this is a terrible organization.
It's really bad.
Lovie Smith loves defense though. I like Lovie Smith first off. I think he's a good coach, but
I feel like if you want to talk about teams trading up, it's not this pick. It's the Giants. It's the first Giants pick.
Honestly,
Because if a team's trading up for quarterback, you know the Panthers are taking a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much a no-brainer pick
Yeah.
for them. The Texans, I don't think you have to worry about because
Wait, do you want to pull up their depth chart real quick?
Yeah.
Lovie Smith says he likes Davis Mills. The Jets have Zach Wilson. The Giants are
I think they're
going to
going
go forward
for
Daniel
Daniel
Jones for
yeah.
this year. So
at least.
if any team is
Yeah.
trading for a quarterback, they need to get above the Panthers. And so I don't know if the Texans would sacrifice this pick.
Well, yeah, this is their first round pick they've had in like a couple
And,
years.
well, they have two this year. So I mean, they could trade down, but I think it would make more sense for the Giants.
I like
They got some solid-ish pieces.
Yeah.
but that in terms of that
There's
line
no-
depth, it's just terrible.
There's no way they go. There's 3 edge rushers drafted back to back.
It could be.
I'm looking at it now, and yeah, I think it might.
Who here like in terms of their roster? There's no edge rusher here that like screams. There's no edge rusher.
Right.
Like,
There's a person on their name or
Nice.
on their team named Roy Lopez.
I think he can do a fine job at D tackle.
I mean, he sounds
Maybe at third base.
pretty good.
I think they take a.
They could go a bunch of ways here. I could see edge.
I think, I honestly, at this point, it's probably going to be whoever isn't between Thibodeau and unless they go with Evan Neal.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I can see them going lineman because
Yeah.
They have
other than
Littleton.
Laramie Tunsil,
Who's that? Charlie Heck?
Yeah, apparently they're going to keep Titus Howard at guard, even though apparently he's terrible at that position. So,
their right side of their offensive line looks horrendous.
Yes.
And Evan Neal can play both guard and tackle. He played both in college.
he's also humongous.
yeah.
He's-
So-
I think he may be the only, like,
I mean, ICAM is also
I like-
really good.
yeah, I think Evan Neal may be like the only can't miss, surefire, going to be a Pro Bowler someday prospect in this draft.
Wasn't that said about
Quentin.
Sewell last year too?
Sewell was actually
Sewell's
solid
good,
last
but
year.
when they moved him to guard,
Yeah, he after they moved him to guard, he had a pretty solid season. I'm pretty sure he made the Pro Bowl as an alternate, which I mean the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that doesn't really
Isn't that pretty much
I don't
Quentin
really
Nelson
care
in
about
his
the Pro
draft?
Bowl as
Like,
much, but
it was
I
kind of
think
like
Nelson's probably better than Evan Neal.
Yeah, but like going into the draft, was it like?
but Quentin Nelson was the
Well, you have to remember also, like, those drafts and last year's draft, too, were much overall much better than this year's draft, whereas, like, realistically, and like, if this was, like, a normal year, or at least in the last couple of years, like, Trayvon Walker probably wouldn't have been even talked about being in the top 10 when you have guys, like, last year that were going up there, so.
Yeah.
I honestly think they would take Evan Neal here.
yeah, likewise.
Yeah.
It's not.
It just, I know that like their defensive end is rough, but
You need to protect Davis Mills.
this is a
Franchise
pretty,
QB right
this
there.
is a pretty deep end class.
Hey, don't disrespect Davis
Hey,
Mills.
you know
He showed some flashes.
he's gonna get the Teron Taylor treatment, and
Well,
he's gonna become good. Just you watch.
Here's the thing too.
Any player that sits behind Teron Taylor.
Oh, here's the thing too.
becomes something.
The Texans have never in their history protected their QB.
Right.
So like,
Right.
I would love to see him take an offensive lineman here, especially because Davis Mills doesn't seem to be that much. He's not really that most mobile quarterback. And you saw Deshaun Watson get killed every year that he was there. Like, think of to their inception. David Carr got sacked 62 times, 72 times. That's crazy. So like, they need to protect their guy under center. So I think they take Davis Mills. They take the Evan Neal in order to protect Davis Mills.
Because I agree. I think he's a pretty safe prospect to take. So
I'm good with
there's
that.
always edge. I think there's a pretty deep edge class. So you can probably get someone.
Yeah.
With either they have the 13th pick.
Yeah, they can get, like, Jermaine Johnson there or
Right.
something like that.
Well, let's
He's
talk
also
about
been rising.
this
13?
There you go.
this pick.
Oh, the Jets?
Icky.
Look,
Yeah.
It's icky.
Yeah, Evan Neal.
I'll
4
talk.
and 10. Just do both.
I'll just do this.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Piss off Jack even more.
But we don't know who's going to be available at 10. If we can't say.
I mean, yeah.
The tackle situation is interesting
Yeah.
because both sides of Mekhi Becton is your for sure prospect.
Yeah.
But you have money invested into George Fant.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
However,
Elijah Vera Tucker is pretty good too.
Could we see?
I love Elijah Vera Tucker. Oh my god. I
The
love
line
him.
looks better than
Yeah.
it has.
This is the best the line has looked
Yeah, it's
in
like-
the past like 6 years.
Pretty good O line.
How do we feel about corner here?
No, I
No,
think,
not this
I,
high.
Not
Not this
I
high.
honestly think
They have a TikToker as a corner.
if Icky walks into this O-line room, he can start right away.
Well, yeah, I agree
And
too.
he can play guard and tackle. So he
Can he play center?
No, he can play guard and tackle though. And
I like Connor.
I'm sorry, George Fant is like he's no
Well, Vera Tucker can play center, right?
Pro Bowl level lineman here.
Vera Tucker can do anything he wants.
So, like, yeah, you can get.
I think if it's not Ike here, he can.
I don't know. Come on.
I'm calling him Ike. If it's not Ike here,
I'm gonna call him Icky. I think that's what they call him. on Twitter.
Ike is one of the, if not the best. If Evan Neal or Ike is there, I'm taking one of them too. Those are
Yeah.
the top two prospects. I love
Yeah.
Evan Neal too.
It never fault you for
Like
taking
you're
an
not gonna
offensive lineman.
pass up on like Iquanu. I mean, Neal might be like the safe prospect, but I think Iquanu has more upside. And you're not gonna pass on him because you have George Fant.
I would not be mad.
No.
Like,
They're not going to take it this high, but I would not be mad if Kyle Hamilton is one of these picks. I would not be mad. I don't care about the whole positional value thing. I don't
Logan
care about
Science.
He probably will fall to the
I just
second pick.
like I
Almost
agree
like
with
Neal.
you. Personally, I had Kyle Hamilton going to Houston in my first mock draft, but I'm thinking of this as an NFL GM. They're not going to take Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
Think about
high.
that Houston front office. I think Joe Douglas is also a mastermind, so like
I think
Mastermind may be an overstatement.
that's crazy.
Any shot? You think he could kind of make like a final push for Tyrann?
Sure, no, that's not happening. The Jets don't deserve Matthew.
At this point, I think all those guys like Matthew. Well, maybe not him, but
Matthew
like,
looks like he's either going to sign with the Eagles, the
Yeah.
Saints, the Steelers. Probably the Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And then everyone else at a bet, I keep saying no one's going to sign until after the draft
Mhm.
because why would you pay a bet if you can draft someone?
Right, exactly.
But Ken McCollum here goes, I think, at number 4. It's a good pick. The Jets have not really. Mekhi Becton and Ike on that same line would be amazing.
all right. New York Giants. I think we're pretty clear on what Carolina's doing at 6, so we can just do both 5 and
Yeah.
7 for the Giants.
The Giants.
You got to get O-line.
Yeah, exactly. O line
That's
here
best.
is big.
I think one of these picks is where Hamilton goes. It's just I don't know. I don't know.
McKinney was pretty good.
Safety was great.
That is true.
But they don't have a safety.
So
That's-
I think
Jabril just went to the Browns, or not the Browns. He
Pats.
hates
Pats.
Yeah.
Tua Tucker's went to the Pats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he went to
they
the
did.
What was
Patriots.
that?
I'm like,
See,
Yeah, it's like literally nothing. Like
this
we didn't
NFL
know that.
offseason has just been like I've been so focused on March Madness.
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
I missed who was it that retired? Malcolm Jenkins.
Yeah.
Didn't even see that happen.
I
Didn't
forgot that.
Didn't even know that happened because like
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right.
I haven't been paying attention to it.
I think they go line here. It has like in terms of the
Charles
Giants,
Cross.
they have to go line because
Because Daniel Jones needs to be protected.
they really does because this is a team that was
Oh my God! Who's
number
their right
1 in
tackle?
the league.
Matt Gono. That's
So,
unfortunate.
Yeah, he
like,
needs to be.
I mean, the only thing is,
Andrew Thomas played well last year.
Yeah.
After like he had a rocky rookie season, but he played well
That's
in his
amazing.
second season. And then you just look at the rest of that offensive line. I do not.
I don't know any of
Matt
that.
Kurt is literally trash.
Yeah.
I do not recognize a lot of these.
Feliciano's decent.
So
For-
I gotta say though, look at the free safety, Julian Love. I don't think he's that.
I've heard
Hey.
I don't know if he's.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
That's
don't disrespect Julian Love. But
Yeah, it was.
Charles
To Notre
Cross,
Dame. He also went to Notre Dame, right?
me.
Yeah,
But, you got to protect Daniel Jones. And
Yeah.
if Andrew Thomas is going to be your left tackle. You got that side locked up.
got Charles Cross. He's so good.
Get your other side locked up. Charles Cross, I think.
Three tackles
But
back to
tackles
back.
on
Yeah.
it's the second most important position.
It is.
Yeah.
You got to get a
You gotta-
quarterback, protect him, and then go up to theirs.
Exactly.
Let's admit it. Yes, Jared.
I love that.
That was
I love that.
That was actually
I say
poetic.
that all the time.
And then what do we think at 7? I think.
This is a QB, and I don't
Oh,
think
for Carol.
It's.
I don't really care.
I think it's got.
It's gotta be Malik.
For Carolina, they need to take a quarterback.
I don't think it's Willis.
Who's your QB1 in this
I'm
draft?
just scared.
Well,
They got small hands.
Willis is my number 1.
Wait, also hold up. If the Giants don't go cross at 5, is there any way that Carolina tries to protect?
No,
No,
I think
because
they
who are
go.
you protecting?
I think they go.
Who are you
quarterback.
protecting?
I agree.
Cam
I'm just-
Newton. The
I mean,
ghost
if
Sam
you
Darnold's is
wanted
seeing,
to go with that
or-
logic,
the ghost that PJ Walker throws to.
if you want to go with that logic of, hey, what if the Panthers don't take a QB?
Defense.
Cross is there. I'd say take Cross.
Yeah, but I think they'll go defense.
Their offensive line is horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of the worst in the league.
So if Cross is there and they don't want to take a QB, I agree with you. I think that would be a good pick for them. But Donald is not good. Cam Newton is. I don't think he's a starting quarterback in this league anymore. And PJ Walker,
It's
as much
okay.
as I love PJ Walker,
It's okay.
I love PJ Walker,
It's
but
okay.
he's an XFL level quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, I want him in the XFL.
I loved the XFL.
They're bringing it back.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
But PJ Walker, he's not starting NFL quarterback.
It's gonna be a QB here.
So
Yeah.
they need to take a quarterback. Now,
Who
my
that
problem
quarterback
with all of
is-
these quarterbacks is that none of them I
Are
feel
good.
can
No,
start.
I'm just kidding.
None of them are,
No, no, start right away.
they
Yeah.
can't start right
Yeah.
away. And if they do, then I'm worried. And especially if they go to Carolina, who I think
I don't
a
think.
bottom 5 team next year.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Though.
You were saying that on the last one. that
Yeah.
They're going to go. He said they're going to be lower than the
Matt,
Falcons.
we
No.
both said Matt Rule should have been fired.
Matt Rule should have been fired last
Yeah.
season. The fact that Joe Brady really took the fall.
Hey, Joe Brady's gonna go somewhere and succeed.
He's in Buffalo now.
See, succeed.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's their new OC.
There goes
So
Matt
he's their new
Rule.
QB
Because
coach.
they will-
He's their QB coach.
Oh, QB
But
coach.
still, he's gonna go succeed.
I think they take Pickett here. This is a safe pick. First off, you don't. The worst thing is for a QB that has such a high ceiling to go to a team that
Going here would be terrible.
it would be the worst possible thing.
If he goes to Carolina, I'm bust. Like, it's such situation is so important. It's
Yeah.
so important.
But Kenny Pickett is probably the safest. I'm not gonna just
Most
like
NFL ready.
yes,
Him and Ritter.
him and Ritter, but like just like I thought Mac Jones was such a low ceiling, high floor guy. Kenny Pickett is your decent floor, low ceiling guy. I don't think Kenny Pickett's gonna be anything special in this league. No offense to him, he's great. But like I think they go Pickett here because it would be the worst possible thing to happen. Malik Willis is either going to be the future of our league or a bust.
Yeah, so the Panthers have met with pretty much every quarterback prospect. So I don't know. There's no like real true standout for them here, but I pick it first in my opinion, just because I think he's safer than Willis.
Way safer.
I know McAdoo was like there was videos of him like looking at his like hands and like him holding a football.
I
and
think
stuff,
people are
so-
overplaying the hand.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Burrow
think
has
it
small
matters.
hands too.
Yeah.
And they gave him shit for that when he was drafted.
Mm.
And I think it's just something that they're like, oh, he has small hands.
Yeah.
But like, I feel bad for whoever gets drafted here. Honestly, they're gonna get killed. Like, because it's a terrible situation for any quarterback.
At least they have DJ Moore.
They do.
It's kind of like
And overpaid Robbie Anderson.
Oh, I forgot
And
about
it's
that.
overpaid Christian McCaffrey.
he's hurt always.
So I would say Pickett here,
Yeah, I
but
kind of agree.
I just hate it for Pickett. I feel so bad.
So do I, but what are you going to do?
Yeah. Right.
People are going to get drafted to the Texans too, and it's going to be worse. So.
I think the Texans a better situation
But
if we're
even
living honest.
there, you have Lerman Tunsil. Like, so at least
True.
you know your left side's protected.
All right, Giants' next pick. We gave him Charles Cross before that. This is where Hamilton should go, even though I don't think he will. I don't know. At this point, like
Let's see, the Giants needs. I do.
we have Walker still on the board.
I do think that this is where they would go Walker.
I think so as well.
All right.
Well, that or
If we look at the depth chart again,
I could see a
there's
team
not.
trading up here.
I think they go Walker here at this point because oh my gosh, they outside Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams are both aging and
Dexter Lawrence is like a fifth-year player.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of who am I thinking
He's
of?
young.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
Dexter
but
Lawrence
Leonard-
was on Clemson when they won the championship. That's definitely not.
Was Leonard Williams?
He was on the Jets.
He was on the
Yeah, he
Jets.
was on
I remember when he was on the Jets. He wasn't healthy all last year, was
I
he?
don't know.
I don't think so.
Just
It's also the
just
Giants, so
signed
who
a
cares?
contract last year.
I think they pick.
Look at that nose tackle, David Moa.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Jordan Davis at 7.
So
imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine.
You never know.
I
Honestly.
was thinking here
Kind of makes sense.
that there's a couple ways they could go. Edge, I think, would be the best choice. corner if they do want to trade Bradbury because I know they've been shopping him.
Yeah,
And also, I think someone would trade up here.
I think this is a good spot
Like,
for someone to
in
trade
my
up.
You know why?
in my
They want
mock,
to
I
get
had,
above them, and Atlanta.
in my mock, I had the Steelers trading up, and I feel like they're so in love with Malik Willis that they would do this.
The Steelers love Malik Willis.
They love him so much.
Like-
I think they want him badly. So I think they could trade up here.
What will they give up? It's
Probably a
interesting.
first this year, first next year, a fourth, a third.
This pick might get traded.
Because
in my
I think
opinion.
it might.
Last year when the Bears traded up, they traded the Giants first for that year, first next year, and then or for this year, and then a third. I think it would be a similar trade, but if we'll operate under the pretense that they're not trading this
Right.
pick. So we'll go. I think Trayvon Walker makes
Yeah,
sense.
I think I'd have to agree. I don't think at all he's a better prospect than Kyle Hamilton, but it's just what's gonna happen.
It's interesting with this pick
him
right
and
here.
Kyle Hamilton could go to the.
So whose spot is Trayvon pretty much replacing, or is he just more?
Well, I think
Is he just a
They could just
rotation guy
switch the
this year?
defense around too.
well, also, Dexter Lawrence can move
Nose tackle.
inside, and then
Nose.
you can put Walker on the edge. And
Yeah.
I mean, like it's always good to have a rotation.
So the second best player on the Georgia defense gets taken with the 7th pick. That's all. All right, Shrieker, this is all you.
Okay, if I'm here, I think definitely.
He's running the Falcons front office.
Yeah,
He says, "I'm fed
Terry
with this-
Fontenot, you're done.
I'm
Let me
fed
take
with
over.
this. Who's the receiver? Auden Tate. I'm fed up with it.
Demir Bird.
Tamir Bird.
Hey, Bird's there now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so. Kadel Hodge.
Just tell Ridley to stop crying.
I know.
Tell him
Stop picking stop doing those parlays.
Hey,
It's
man,
not working.
You can't
Parlays.
bet. but
The
you
12
can
team
do
parlays.
everything else under the sun, and they don't care. But
Yeah.
hey, we won't care.
Deshaun Watson's playing next
Yeah,
year.
Deshaun
and Calvin
Watson,
Ridley's not.
exactly. But
Mm.
hey,
Thank you, Roger.
But
So-
yeah, what would GM Shrieker do here?
So I see that Kyle Hamilton and Ahmad are there.
Ahmad gets picked. This
But,
is
like,
not the place for a corner.
The only thing is they just got with their second round pick, they picked a safety, Darren Hall. So I just don't.
Some guy.
Some guy.
He did not get that much minutes last year and or playing time.
Well, here's the thing.
Like
They don't go corner here because you have Casey Hayward was okay and top 5.
yeah, true. But do you solidify that and just make it one of the best?
No.
You need to
Backfield.
You need
I
to.
mean,
This is not the team to do that.
It's
You're again. We were just talking that Olamide Zaccheaus and
hey.
well,
Demir Bird are the wide receivers on this team.
Auden Tate, man.
I mean, yeah, that's what you gotta get.
You can get
Chad
receivers later.
Hansen. Chad Hansen sounds like
Here, let's.
I don't even know.
Since we've done
That
the.
guy.
I know Chad Hansen. His story is great.
Okay.
He's great.
Is he the one that was on the Texans last year?
Yeah.
He got cut. Okay, never mind.
I love Chad Hansen.
Wide receiver 1.
Take back the Chad.
Nah, 2 after they drafted whoever here.
All right, since
We
we're
got
talking,
Frank Darby.
yeah, Frank Darby. Yikes.
Can they just put Cordero at receiver at this point?
He-
He
He's
plays
everywhere.
everything.
Yeah.
He could
Yeah.
probably go out there and play
Just
quarterback.
convert him to.
I mean, if we're looking here,
Felipe Franks put in that line.
the Falcons have 2 second rounders too, so they could. I feel like they could trade up maybe. That's with those 2 seconds,
So-
maybe.
The thing is, this is a
But-
very deep receiver class.
Yeah, you gotta pick wide receiver.
Do
I think you.
Yes, Olamide Zaccheaus is not
You
your wide
can't
receiver.
go-
Good wait on receiver.
I feel like this is if any.
If
team-
Walker or Thibodeau were here, you take him.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
I mean,
either of them would fall.
I don't
But if you're the Falcons, if you go into next year with this receiving core, that's just
it's like
Yeah,
Marcus
it's-
Mariota.
that's just stupid.
Not competitive
And
at
even
all.
though I agree the wide receiver class is deep, who is the wide receiver 1 on this roster?
Right.
And
Kyle
who
Pitts
is
and
Kyle Pitts.
and yeah,
That's it. Yeah, you're right.
But even if you draft a receiver in the second round, are they going to be a wide receiver 1 caliber?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So even though I think I agree, maybe corner would be okay, but I don't think they address it this early.
Not even corner. They have 2
No,
good corners.
Casey Hayward is old now.
Okay, and I like Casey Hayward.
And
Is there a
you're-
problem?
He's like 32.
Okay, Richard Sherman was like, what?
Where's Richard Sherman doing?
He's
He hasn't done anything in 3
They-
He's
years.
doing
not
his
as one.
podcast. He's doing exactly
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Exactly.
hilarious.
Coming
No,
up,
no, but no, I
And
agree.
who's
with you.
better? Us, obviously.
Wide receiver. Get a wide receiver here.
Yeah, I agree.
Get the best
You
wide
gotta
receiver.
get Garrett.
And honestly,
too.
this could be best player available.
Yeah.
Literally anyone. But
Right.
Which, in my opinion, again, would be
Garrett Wilson.
Hamilton.
is probably the best pick here.
He is the best pick here. Garrett Wilson at 8. That's not bad. They
I don't
took
think it's
Pitts
bad
at
either.
8. They took Pitts at 8. Also,
He reminds me of
They took
Jalen
Pitts
Waddle.
at 4.
Who is your favorite team, James? Because I know these two. Who's your favorite team?
Mine's been like fluctuating. So when we first started the podcast, it was the Jets.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I could see
Yeah.
them
And then
if
Jack Henry
Cross falls, they
territory,
could
I
pick
guess.
him.
Well,
Their O-line
I mean,
sucks,
yeah,
too.
but
So
I don't know. It's been fluctuating. I'm on. I think right now it's between like the Bills or the Steelers,
Okay.
but I'm kind of on Steelers.
All right. Well, great to have two.
This is an interesting pick.
Yeah.
The team that should have started their rebuild 3 years ago.
yeah, definitely.
This is
Get a quarterback, protect him, and go after theirs. Drew Lock is not the one.
It's
So.
not the one.
Hey,
Drew Lock is
Stop it.
not the one. However,
This
Jacob
team is-
Eason is though. That's
This team is horrendous.
Yeah, this is also
Again,
could be just best player.
Bottom 5 roster.
yeah. The thing is, you don't even know what they like. The thing is, just,
They need everything.
Look at that defense.
I don't think they pick a QB here.
They don't.
They don't because you did a QB swap. You just you're
Yeah.
not saying Drew Lock is good. You're gonna be bad. You're
You
not
traded
gonna
for
be
Drew Lock. You traded you
And
got
Pete
him
Carroll
back in
loves
the
Drew
trade.
Lock, apparently, you know?
Well,
he's
so does,
drafted as well.
So does
He's drafted
DK. Why does
as
this
well.
say Tyler Lockett
DK
still
has to
here?
say that.
Why is Tyler Lockett
He is still there.
Tyler Lockett's still there?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, so
Get a fucking-
Seahawks, the obvious thing is offensive line, like they always need.
It's not a running back.
Stone.
I don't know.
Forsythe.
I know.
Rashad Penny would probably.
I know Gabe Jackson. I don't know.
Rashad Penny, I will not tolerate Rashad Penny slander. He won me my fantasy championship.
No, I'm gonna say.
I
he
was-
should be the RB1.
He's not on this team though anymore. Is he?
No, they resigned him.
Oh, they did. They
Yeah.
God. Oh my God.
I agree should be the.
I think it was a
I
1-year
think
deal
Chris
too.
Carson.
Get Chris Carson out of here. He
Exactly.
He was,
He
when
was
was the last time he played?
He was out most of the year last year with that neck injury, and Rashad Penny was great.
I told you.
That
Yeah.
second
I
half.
told you. I told you.
Hey man,
I think you take Amon Gardner's thing later.
I agree. I think. I mean,
Yeah,
you
like
can
the-
take anyone because I'm just looking at the
Yeah, you
roster,
can.
I don't know.
Honestly, except for safety, and again, as I've
He's
said
not good.
fucking 90 times, Hamilton is maybe the best player in the draft.
Probably convert
Definitely the
him.
best player here.
You think you can convert Hamilton to
No, I
one or
don't. I
no?
think-
No, if anything, you convert him to
The
linebacker.
reason he's falling is one, positional value, two, he ran a slow 40 time, which is the dumb reason for him to fall. But yeah, I know he ran a pretty slow 40 time that people weren't expecting. But I think he'll go. I don't think he's going to fall in the top 15. I think we'll have him go.
I think
But corner here seems to make the most sense.
Yeah.
Considering there's nobody that jumps off the
Like
page.
when you got
like
Trey
that.
Brown.
yeah, as a Steeler fan, Artie Burns is on the screen.
Ah!
So
Artie
John's
very
Burns,
sorry.
Artie Burns can go back to Miami, I think was where he was from.
yeah,
I hate Artie Burns.
Cindy Jones is there.
Sidney Jones, another bust.
That criminal
Quandre Diggs, yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
so
the
who do you
corner-
guys like better between Stingley and?
Stingley's the better corner.
I'm taking Gardner.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, because Gardner's going
Yes.
next.
Is that not? No.
Is that what we're doing?
Oh, is that what?
Oh.
Is that what this is?
No, I think Stingley's the better corner. Gardner goes to that 10 though.
I think people just don't like that Gardner was on Cincinnati. And
That's kind of
Stingley
what
was on
they
LSU.
still-
Like it's like more of like the
They
team,
played
the
against.
college.
They played
Gardner's the
competition.
Gardner's
They played
good.
against Alabama, and he
Yeah, but like when
he
you
made
think about it,
Jameson
like
Williams a non-factor. They had to plan around Gardner.
Stingley was the number one corner in football in 2019 as a freshman in the SEC, whereas Ahmad Gardner wasn't in an easier conference.
because they don't look at the easier
I
conference.
think.
Wait,
Of course.
whoa.
Until they
That's
become
not
relevant.
an easy conference.
No, not an easier.
The
conference
American
in the
is
SEC.
better than the Pac-12.
I mean,
Yeah, probably.
the
Well,
The top is heavy, but like the
chaos in the Pac-12 is just
Amazing.
it's great. But no, so Gardner, he's a great build. He's the build of a great corner.
Yeah.
He's just his tackling is lacking, which could be a problem.
I also don't think Seattle's the best situation for him.
Would it be for
This is a
Stingley?
quarterback.
I think any look.
Like, what is a good situation for a
Yeah,
corner?
a good defensive scheme, a team that doesn't have a lot of turnover within their coaching
So
staff.
you
a
wanna
team
go to a
that-
team-
The
This
Chargers
co-
at 17 would be a good scenario.
He's the one at
It's not falling
17.
at 17.
No, I know. I'm
No,
talking
yeah,
about
Yeah,
corner.
you're right.
Like, is they just got a new DC? Is this the coaching staff that's here in 2 years?
That whole front office
Okay,
is not going to be here after 2 years.
Time out.
Oh, you only have 2 left.
Because you're thank you. Are we in overtime now? So I don't know. But you're talking about the Jets in the next pick, and I know you want them to have whoever's available. You're just writing this down that the Jets are going to have the same coaching staff in 2 years too.
Oh.
So I like as much as
Good
you're
point.
get your
Same front office at least.
I'm just saying your wishful thinking is admirable. But
Hey,
you're acting like
Not all of us can have such.
you're acting
Yeah,
like
You also have to keep in mind, like, Seattle's not going into the draft thinking, like, we're not going to have this coaching staff in 2 years.
right. Like Pete Carroll,
Either are the
They're-
Jets.
He should have retired.
he's
when he
either
had
going to
some
retire
dignity.
or they're going to nudge him out the door.
Yeah.
respectfully.
He should have retired while he had dignity. That's
They're
what
not
he should've
gonna-
done.
They're not going to go. Oh, Garner doesn't fit our system. He's
Well, first off,
he's
this
a corner.
I don't care who goes where.
Okay. Well, who do you want personally for the Jets?
Who do I want personally for the Jets?
Yeah,
What?
you just want Garner. Don't
I
you?
love Gardner.
See,
You know I
that's what
love.
this is.
You know I love
That's what this is
Gardner.
about.
It's not
We need a non-partial pick.
okay. A non-partial.
You're not
pick.
allowed to pick.
A non-partial
No,
pick would be
we're
Stingley
gonna-
because Stingley's better than
We're gonna
Gardner.
let them pick.
Let them pick.
We're gonna let them pick because you
I personally like Stingley better.
obviously
I do too,
conflicted
actually. I thought Stingley was going like top 5 before.
catering to.
Yeah.
Stingley was going, like, top 1 2 years ago in this draft. It was like him
The
and
Jets fan needs to win, I guess. So we'll give,
Jets fans don't even want Gardner.
give him
Stingley.
Stingley and
Give
then
the Jets or
Give the
give
Jets-
Seattle Stingley.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say is this organization doesn't draft well either. So it's like
I want to be.
they would
The Seahawks could.
This is the first time they've had a first round pick in however.
yeah
No, they've had first round picks.
they just
Jordan
miss.
Brooks.
Yeah, definitely Jordan Brooks.
Rashad
Who is that?
Penny before last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Like, but
Texas
now, of course
Tech.
it is.
Yeah.
Jordan Brooks legend.
All right, so we're going Stingley for Seattle and
They
Ahmad
over-
Gardner
they
for the
overdraft
Jets.
A lot, though. Like
I
people had Rashad Penny as like a 3rd round running back, and they took him in the 1st round.
I wonder what's the next pick the Jets have because
It's like 34 or
30,
something.
yeah,
like that.
they have
Oh,
two,
okay,
they have two
then-
high seconds. I think.
Now-
34 and 39.